So just imagine being able to go past the should-haves, transforming into your power zone. Well, Richard Nongard, author of Viral Leadership, he's going to be here today, and he's going to show us and share with us a little bit more information. As we talk, I will share more about the process. What I found cool about Richard is that he's real world. I mean, both as a sales leader and an exec. On a call last week, me at LAX and him in Vegas, we talked a little bit about the problem in our corporate hierarchy of drones and blank stares. So I'm excited to chat about that. Richard's a psychotherapist. I don't even know how to spell psychotherapist, so he spelled it correctly like 3 or 4 times in his bio, and I love that. He's helped many people go beyond goal setting and get into action. He's got a really cool, great personal story about overcoming adversity, and I know Strick will love him because he does, in fact, live in Vegas. I'm thinking Richard is soon to blossom as a podcast host also. I haven't quite figured out how yet, but he's a little bit unorthodox, but he's also a little bit cool. So welcome, Richard, to the Nice Guys on Business podcast.
Well, thanks. It's awesome to be here. And now I've met you, and I'm soon I'll be able to meet my new neighbor, I guess. Doug.
I know. I'm ready. That's going to be fun. Hey, so you got this broadcaster's voice. I mean, you got that throaty voice, but that wasn't always the case. So I was really fascinated by your story as you started to share it. So maybe can you give us a couple of minutes of how you got here and what led you to the new broadcaster's voice?
Sure. Well, I could talk for a long time about my voice. I've always had a deep voice, and I love singing. The problem is I was a monotone. So I was always really sad because I turned out to be a lousy singer. But as it turns out, having a monotone makes you a really excellent clinical hypnotherapist.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you do that? You're going to do that to me on the air, probably, right?
I'm not going to do any hypnosis now. I actually view my counseling degree as a degree in problem solving. And so I've used my expertise in the area of problem solving over the last 25 plus years to, certain work in the field of psychotherapy and clinical hypnotherapy, but predominantly in helping both individuals, executives, and organizations realize their vision one step at a time using proven processes for change.
What's really cool about this whole thing is that when I think of psychotherapy, when I think of hypnosis, I don't necessarily think of corporate America. So how did you get into that side of it with your background? Because most of the time, guys that are and women that are psychotherapists tend to stay more in the clinical side of things, working with patients, I think. But how did you get into the business side of things?
You know, I've always had a knack for business. I sold Olympic greeting cards when I was a kid. I was a caddy in college. I made balloon animals and did magic in order to pay for college. And so I've always been an entrepreneur. I've owned a couple of restaurants along the way while also seeing clients during the daytime as a therapist. And I've loved the business world. And the result is that other therapists came to me for business advice. So I began consulting with large private practice groups and medical groups to help them with every aspect, from client retention to billing and insurance to issues related to advertising and marketing. And about 10 years ago, I was having lunch with the president of the European branch of the American Counseling Association. And she looked across the table and she said, "I figured you out, Richard." I said, "What?" And she said, "You're just a businessman."
No, just a businessman.
Right. I took that as a compliment. I think she might have meant to insult me, but I was actually really proud that she actually recognized that the set of skills I acquired as a psychotherapist are easily applied to human resources, personnel, strategic thinking, and the ability to help a team articulate a vision and step into that.
So where do you see your power zone? Like, where is it that when you see an organization either faltering or on the brink of collapse or on the brink of trying to get to the next level but they're holding themselves back, where do you see your power zone?
You know, I wrote my most recent book titled Viral Leadership, Seize the Power of Now to Create Lasting Transformation in Business, for a specific reason. And that is, businesses often have momentary periods of success. Something goes their way. They get exposure. They get on the news. They have a big sale that's, or either organically or intentionally becomes viral. But after the initial success and inertia is there, They don't know how to transform that into something that's lasting and has staying power. So I see my superpower as being able to help leaders create sustaining models of business, what I call viral leadership, so that essentially even long after they're gone, the successes are there.